Hey guys, well I just wanted to make a quick little update on kind of the troubles I was having with the Promaster. It's been in the shop quite a bit, and I'd like to do a rundown of all the things that have happened on the Promaster in the last 10 months that I've owned it. This is a 2017 Promaster 136-inch wheelbase high top with the V6 gas engine, and haven't really had a whole lot of issues up until, ever since I had the vehicle, though, I've always smelt a little bit of coolant all around. So I've kept my eye on there, and there's been a couple of, instances where I took it in. And I'll just go through them and the things that have happened so far. So the first time I went to the shop about the coolant, I got it here in the notes. I write down everything in the manual in the notes, which I recommend for everybody. Yeah, they just checked it. They did a pressure check. They couldn't find anything. But I knew something was up because the level was all the way down to the minimum line. So, let's see. A couple months later, actually almost 2 months later, I came in again and said, hey, there's something going on, because it actually dropped a little bit lower, still smelt it. And in that time, they actually replaced the... They said they found a small leak in the radiator, so they replaced the radiator on that one. And then, so I just kept watching it, and then on this month in January, it started going down again. So, I know actually the coolant engine light came on, and I noticed that it was still leaking a little bit. So I took it in for both, for the light that came on and for the leaking again. And then, so for the leaking part, they found that the replacement radiator that they put in was kind of defaulty, or something was leaking there with the fans or something. So they replaced the radiator there. They also replaced the hose, the lower end hose. And then also for the check light, they said that because of the relays in the ground on the high-speed fan, the high-speed fan wasn't working. And I did notice with this vehicle, though, right when I first got it, man, you could hear that high-speed fan run all the time. Even though if it was cold, you'd hear it kick on. Man, it was kind of loud and noisy, and I didn't really think about it. But then, thinking back, that noise went away, and I wasn't hearing it anymore. That's because it wasn't friggin' working. So anyhow, yeah, so if you guys have one of these, make sure you check the high-speed fan also. Maybe it's not an issue, but it was for this one. So they couldn't really fix it then, so I had to take it back, and then they ended up changing the whole CPM, basically the computer. They replaced that thing in order to maybe get the fans working out again. But that did clear the code. I did hear the fan kick on a couple times, but I haven't recently. So here at 22,000 miles, a little bit over now because I drive a lot. And so those are the issues I've had. Besides the engine, the engine's been working great. I'm running AMSOIL oil. And honestly, out of all the vehicles I've had in my life, I've never seen an oil so clean and work so well in a vehicle. I'm really stoked with it, with this oil and the oil change, because right now I've almost, not quite 14, about 8,000 miles, maybe a little bit over, on this oil this last oil change, and it's just as golden as it could be. There's no soot. It's not black. It hasn't turned. And then, I've heard people test this oil, the same one I'm running here, up to 30,000 miles, and it's still good. It hasn't broke down at all. So, pretty stoked on the AMSOIL I'm running. What is I guess the 520 or 30. I can't see it. But anyhow, so that's the update on the van. Anyhow, everything else seems to be working good. I think I am going to do the AMSOIL on the transmission here around maybe 25, 30,000 miles. I'm going to go ahead and service the transmission also. But besides that, everything else in the van's basically worked pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. These seats right here, I'm still running with it's got the double seats in front, and I'm thinking about taking those out here pretty soon, just to have better access to come in and out, and just more room, because it's basically just me in here chilling, so why not have a little bit better access? Anyhow, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Bloop.